These highlights of the SPAR Women's Challenge Gqerberha are brought to you by SPAR and Athletics South Africa. Sunrise over Nelson Mandela Bay signals the start of another SPAR Grand Prix series of 6 women's-only 10-kilometre races that bring together the very best middle-distance runners from South Africa with several top-class visitors from the rest of Africa, adding to the excitement. Here in Gqerberha, a cool, wind-free morning promises super-fast racing on the flat 2-lap course inside the Nelson Mandela University precinct. A small top-class field assembles in the pre-dawn for the race, including previous SPAR Grand Prix winner Kesa Moletsani and Taylor Kavanagh, currently the country's best 10K runner. Earlier in the month, the red carpet welcomed guests to the glittering launch of the 2022 SPAR Virtual Challenge to be held across the country on September the 3rd. Numerous special guests were there to share in the I Rise theme, including guest of honor Queen Ntokozo Mayisela Zulu. SPAR has a passion for women's sport, including netball and road running, as Mike Prentice, Group Marketing Director, explains.
We need to give back to our customers. Most of our customers are women. It's our way of giving something back. So yeah, we're very excited about this year. As you know, it's going to be the same format as last year with the elite athletes in the Grand Prix. In as much as we missed the races with the mass participation, we're still having our virtual challenge. But I think this format of the Grand Prix with just the top athletes adds a lot of spice, and we're really looking forward to another great year.
I'm excited that we're here in 2022 and for the SPAR Grand Prix to begin. I think I'm going to be better competition, so it's really exciting. 10Ks is really important to me because there is where my love for the sport started, at the SPAR Grand Prix Challenge way back when it was just the SPAR races. And the 10Ks was where I found my speed, and I believe the longer distances makes you faster on the shorter distances. And you're hoping to still run faster on the shorter distances, so that's why I'm keeping going back to the shorter distances.
I'm very excited with SPAR Grand Prix 2022 because I am in a good shape. I'm expecting to do very well when it comes to SPAR Grand Prix because the main focus this year is to qualify Commonwealth and World Champ. I am a person that loves competition. I just believing on myself and focusing to run fastest times all the time. Africans, athletes that are outside the country, they're helping us a lot to achieve those times that we want.
To look at the R1 million sponsorship, we are thrilled by that. 2 years out of sport, it's 2 years too long. So we need this to come back, and we need to, for our athletes, in order to qualify and to participate in international and national events.
In South Africa, gender-based violence, it's a scourge of our society. As a responsible corporate citizen, I think it should be important to all of us. Women are a big part of our customer base. It's just something we have to do. All of South Africa needs to unite behind this, and we should all take action and get actively involved to put a stop to it.
Back to the start of the race now, where it's time for the national anthem. The race gets underway at exactly 7 o'clock.
Right away, racing we go! All of the best to these fantastic athletes, they prepared so well.
The first 300 metres are on the track. Then they exit the Madiba Stadium and set off around the campus of the Nelson Mandela University on a 2-lap route. Straight away, the favourites lead the way, with the slower local club runners happily trailing behind. A trio of Nedbank runners in their traditional green kit lead the way. The tall figure of Yvette van Sail is prominent as usual, with the tiny Ethiopian Tadu Nare and Namibia's Helalia Johannes on van Sail's left. The professional club colours are easily recognisable. Nedbank's green, the yellow and black of Marion Roberts and the deep red of Boxer make up the majority of the lead group, while the local clubs followed behind, happy to allow the elite runners to fight their battles up front. The slow runners exit the stadium. Most of these are local club runners, but age group contenders such as Grace D'Oliveira of Marion Roberts are in there as well. Although the route is largely flat, there is a slight uphill at the start of each lap, and this causes the group to fracture, with 5 athletes staging a mini breakaway. Halaleo Johannes, Tadu Nare, Irvet van Sail, the second Ethiopian Salam Gqerberha and Taylor Kavanagh looked the strongest of the bunch at this stage. With the leaders well on their way to the first kilometre mark, the last runners are leaving the stadium. Conditions are really ideal today. There's no wind and the temperature's under 20 degrees, perfect for fast times. Johannes, Nare and Van Sail lead the way around the first left-hand turn of the course. All 3 are previous SPAR Grand Prix winners. Although it's still early days, it's clear that the pace is fast. At stake are precious SPAR Grand Prix points, plus of course significant prize money for today's race. For the walkers at the back, the first little uphill means a bit of extra effort. By now the leaders are approaching the tunnel, where Johannes leads the way into the gloom. We now turn our attention to the serious issue of gender-based violence, a key focus area of SPAR and the SPAR Grand Prix. United Through Sport is an initiative that deals with gender-based violence amongst a group of young people.
United Through Sport, we really are a sport for development charity. We use sport as a tool to develop the children holistically. We work with children from 5 years old, starting at 5 years old, and we follow their pathway to success all the way until they are adults at 35 years old. The 5-year-olds come in, and right behind us is a library. Those libraries are built by United Through Sport with a partner of ours as well. And we offer the children one-on-one literacy lessons there. So we start with reading in that program. Concurrently with that program, we do a Learn to Move, improving cognitive skills, just trying to engage with the children a little bit on the sports field. We are actively trying to work against gender-based violence. So we use the children in our junior school program. They're grade 7, they're 11, 12 years old, and we put them into classes. There's a Girls Unite and there's a Boys Unite. The Girls Unite is a girls-only safe space. In this space, we teach the girls, I have a voice. We teach them who is in your trust circle, and we try to build their self-confidence. So today you witnessed the dance classes. We do those dance classes because we try to make girls feel comfortable within their own bodies. The girls show a 94% increase in their self-confidence, and by doing this, we are able to give them a voice to be able to say no to the things that they don't feel are correct. Our Boys Unite program specifically, it's also only for boys, a safe space for boys. We are trying to undo the patriarchal mindset by teaching boys to be advocates for girls, to teach them to respect and to protect girls. And we really feel that if we can work with children at a young age, we can start to change the mindsets of something that has probably been instilled in them forever. We want to teach the children to rise above what the norms are, what they know in their community as a norm. And one of the key things that we have found at United Through Sport is that a lot of the time the children in these communities, the most important thing to them is not money, is not education. It's having a responsible, reliable person that they can trust, that they can talk to. And so our program is specifically there to build relationships with the children so that we are offering them responsible and reliable adults, that they can really have someone who's in their corner.
I like it. United. Come on.
Fast forward about 2 kilometres and the lead group has reduced to just 3 runners, all from the Nedbank Club. Halaleo Johannes of Namibia, SPAR Grand Prix winner in 2019, is now a veteran of over 40 years of age. Tadu Nare, winner last year and 20 years Johannes' junior, is with her. These two seem determined to do it again this year, but will the veteran have the leg speed and endurance to stay ahead of a much younger rival? Time will tell. Some way back are the chasers. Irvet van Sail, 3-time SPAR Grand Prix winner, is now 4th, but could struggle towards the end, having finished runner-up in the punishing 56-kilometer Two Oceans Marathon back in Easter. Just behind her, we have Lebo Palula of the Boxer Club and Kasesile Sosibo, also a boxer. South Africa's current top-ranked woman over the distance, Taylor Kavanagh, is 7th. Ethiopian junior Selam Gqerberha is running her first ever SPAR Women's Challenge and looks quite comfortable at this early stage, even in such illustrious company. With the gap over Vincel growing steadily, the trio of runners moves through the campus of Nelson Mandela University with its academic buildings, sports fields and student residences. With few turns on the essentially flat course, the trio is keeping a very fast pace of around 3 minutes and 10 seconds per kilometre, projecting a finishing time of around 32 minutes. And on they go. Right now, no one wants to try and break away. They are happy to stick together, working at maintaining the pace. Fast times are crucial in races such as these, with bonus points in the Grand Prix and world rankings crucial. For Johannes in particular, a fast time as a veteran athlete would be a huge achievement. On the corner they go, the 5-kilometre mark clearly visible on the right-hand side. Things are changing behind the leaders. Kavanagh and Sosibo have caught her vet. Right now the gap is around 15 seconds behind the Johannes trio, but still growing. The second half of the race will be crucial in terms of finishing positions and times, all important in terms of Grand Prix rankings and prize money today. Right now it looks like the young Kavanagh is pushing the hardest as they pass halfway. Kavanagh has had a meteoric rise to prominence in the past year. From a promising cross-country runner in early 2021, she is now the best South African over the 10k distance. With the leaders about 100 metres ahead, Taylor set off in pursuit.
I will be at as many as I can to fit into my race schedule. But yeah, I'm looking forward to improving my 10k time, getting down as low as possible. So racing as many sparingly racing 10ks this year. So hoping to running some good times in the 10ks. And yeah, we'll just take it from there. And I like to take each race as it comes and then chat to my coach after each race, and we just assess afterwards and see how things are going. We don't plan too far ahead of time, as I feel like it's just best to work on the smaller goals. But yeah, looking forward to this year and what it holds for me.
Kasesile Sosibo is now back on level terms with Kavanagh, while some way back another Marion Roberts runner, Carla Jacobs, reached the halfway mark a minute behind the leaders. The leading trio is now into the second lap and there is still no change. It's still the veteran Johannes, Nare the senior and Gqerberha the junior. 3 runners, 3 age groups. Something has to give soon. A long way back, the second over 40 runner, Makosi Mhlongo of Hollywood Bets, is approaching halfway after 18 minutes of running. Deep into the second half of the race, things are about to happen. Can Johannes outsprint her far younger rivals? Will the wily experienced Namibian outthink the other two? Has age finally caught up with her? These are the questions everyone is asking. Suddenly, Selam Gqerberha falls off the group. The 19-year-old simply cannot maintain the blistering 3-minute per kilometre pace. Now there are 2 contenders, both former Grand Prix winners. Here's the battle of the over 50s. Renelle Thomas, Marilee Munich and Shani Silva run toe-to-toe in a great contest for Masters honours. The over 50 race leader, Janine Carey, is already past. As they enter the tunnel for the second time, Selam Gqerberha has managed to regain contact. But as the race progresses, it's clear she is struggling to stay in touch. Johannes and Nare have spectacular pedigrees over both the 10-kilometre distance and the marathon. Nare won her debut marathon in Barcelona just weeks after clinching the SPAR Grand Prix title last year, while Johannes collected a bronze medal at the last World Championships. As the leaders power away, the folks at the back move along, each at her own pace, each with a specific goal in mind. And speaking of goals, both Taru Nare and Elalea Johannes came into this race determined to win. But the longer the race goes on, the more unpredictable it becomes. Who will win? Perhaps the answer lies in mental toughness rather than speed or endurance. These tight races are often more about the idea of big match temperament than anything else. Tadu speaks no English, so an Ethiopian interpreter proved mighty useful after the race.
It's going to be the same thing, I mean, the coming back and forth, but now at least it's better because we have 1 whole month to prepare and rest and recover, so it's much better. Yes, I have plans to compete in marathons in Dubai and Valencia. I've had interviews to attend.
The race is now 22 minutes old. The two leaders are approaching 7 kilometers and there's still nothing in it. But the pace is increasing ever so gently. Gqerberha noticed it and had to drop back. Now it's head-to-head, hard racing between two outstanding athletes. In 2019, Tadu had to play second fiddle to Gqerberha, so will this happen again today? Logic suggests that the longer the stalemate continues, the younger, faster runner would have a better chance. But with Gqerberha, one never knows. The Namibian champion normally prefers to let her legs do the talking.
The pace that I started with, it's not the pace that I was planned. Then when I reached 8K, I realized that I'm a bit late. Then I just went according to the time that I was, according to the pace that I was expected to run. That's why I broke away from 8K. Age is just number. I don't know the fastest time for my age in the world, but for me, I can just run according to the reaction of my body. The way it reacts, it's the way I'm just running. I cannot even mind that I'm over 40 or I'm 40, as long as my body responded well and I can able to run.
Age is just a number, she says, and goes on to prove it just past 8 kilometers in the SPAR Women's Challenge in Gqerberha. In one of the great runs by a veteran woman, Johannes simply puts her head down and surges away from Tadu, putting about 30 meters between them in less than a minute, going into sub-3 minute territory. It's classic power running that leaves her younger rival simply watching her disappear. So what did Tadu feel at that moment?
Yeah, I tried my best to catch up with her, but my feet felt numb, so I couldn't push as fast as I wanted to. It's actually much better than last year because even the weather itself is better, because the last time I was running against the wind, so that dragged me, but this time the weather was perfect. Everything was perfect, even though I didn't run as fast as I wanted to.
Gqerberha is now into the final stretch, just outside the stadium. Critical now will be her finishing time. Back in 2019, when she was still under 40, she ran sub-31 minutes, but 2 years later, aged 41, she is capable of challenging the world's best time over 10Ks on the road for a veteran. All eyes are on her. The lady's being lapped, Tadu herself 50 meters back, and the folks in the stadium eagerly awaiting her arrival. What will her time be? Will it be a world best? No one knows. The excitement is building. Into Madiba Stadium she goes, heading for another SPAR Women's Challenge win. Behind her, Tadu is 40 meters clear of Gqerberha, while Taylor Kavanagh is having another excellent run, hoping to somehow grab third place from the Ethiopian. But no one is watching that particular battle as they see the Namibian champion glide around the track. This has been one of the great runs in the 15-year history of the SPAR Grand Prix. The crowd brings her home as the clock ticks towards 32 minutes. In the end, she dips under that barrier in a world best of 31 minutes and 52 seconds. Job well done.
Yes, I'm very much happy to be back in SPAR series, because last year I was not feeling well. I was picking up hip injury that was preventing me not to take part. According to the preparation for this event, I was expecting to run in such a time, the time that I have run today, because I have seen my improvement in my preparation for this event.
Tadu finishes 18 seconds later and a brilliant 32.10. With 10 bonus points for beating the target time, she collects 29 valuable Grand Prix points.
Yes, I'm very happy. Yes, it is fast, but not as fast as I expected and as fast as I trained for. It's a bit slower than what I trained for, so yeah. For me, it was a very good race. I haven't been feeling very well the past few days, but I have pushed myself to the best of my abilities, and it was a great race considering what I had experienced. I think it was a good experience for me to even push extra. So.
Gqerberha held on to take third spot in 32.22, while Taylor Kavanagh underlined her local #1 ranking with a 32.32 posting. The 21-year-old from Durban has a great future ahead of her, that's for sure.
Going to the race, I ideally really wanted to be the first African home, so having achieved that goal today, I'm very happy. Competition-wise, I think was good. I love having the internationals here to race. I think it raises the standard, and I love racing against them, so thank you to SPAR for all of that. And no, it was good. I think that we started at a decent pace and we were able to run with them for a bit, and then I would say halfway through they picked up the pace a bit, and I tried to stick with that for a while. Obviously they were a bit of ahead of me, but no, I definitely used them and it helped me to run a good time that I'm happy with today.
Caroline Mandu of the Maxed Elite Club just outkicked boxers Kasisile Sosibo for 5th place, both of them under 33 minutes. Yvette Van Sale ran 33.05 for 7th.
A bit disappointed, but happy my legs are feeling better than I did 2 weeks ago. So no, good start to the series and excited about the rest of the series. It's been quite a transition, getting the legs back and getting faster again. So I'm in progress. I'm a work in progress right now. So I would say it takes a little bit of time, but at least each race is going better now and the legs are feeling a little bit more recovered. So only time will make it a bit better to getting faster again.
Gqerberha Moletsane finished strongly to give Murray and Robertson another top 8 finish. Fortunate Chidzivo, winner of the Two Oceans Half Marathon, finished 9th to give her club valuable Grand Prix points. Murray and Roberts' club piled runners into the top 20, with Sean Oldknow having another solid run to finish 11th, to be greeted with a warm welcome from her teammate Taylor. In the end, it was a fantastic race time-wise. Johannes ran sub-32 for a world veterans best, while Lebo Palula in 10th ran 33.32. Sean Oldknow and Carla Jacobs also broke 34 minutes for 11th and 12th places. All of them collecting time incentive bonus points for the Grand Prix. This was certainly one of the best 10K races ever staged in the country. After the first race in the SPAR Grand Prix, Johannes leads the way with 30 points, followed by Nare with 29 and Gqerberha with 28. The top 8 down to Gqerberha Moletsane all collected 10 bonus points for beating 33 minutes 15 seconds. The ageless Judy Bird once again won the over 60s competition in 43.08. Judy won her category in the Grand Prix last year and looks set to repeat it in 2022.
It was an amazing route. It was really, the weather was superb, couldn't have been better. I found it was a very exhilarating race. It's just that I had COVID last week, and even last night wasn't feeling great, and my heart rate was a bit high, so I was like, should I, shouldn't I, should I, shouldn't I? And I did. I conquered, but not in a very good time. But I just backed off and really enjoyed it, and it really was an amazing route and a very well organised race.
Gqerberha, Elalia Johannes and Judy Bird won their respective 8 categories, but congratulations also due to Karaba Motsoneng, who ran a brilliant 37.41 in the junior race, and Janine Carey, who won the over 50s in her first race in that category. While our focus has mainly been on the outstanding race that was the SPAR Grand Prix, we must also pay tribute to the several hundred runners that came from all over the city to take part. SPAR Women's Challenges over the past 32 years have always been about fun, fitness and friendship, as well as excellence. And now in this post-COVID phase of recovery, we hope that we will soon have thousands of women back on our roads. After all, these are the loyal women who do their shopping at SPAR. The races are for them as well. As we pay tribute to our winner, Supervet Halalia, and to Tadu and Selam, we look forward to the next SPAR Women's Challenge to be held in Durban on the 26th of June. See you there. These highlights of the SPAR Women's Challenge Gqerberha are brought to you by SPAR and Athletics South Africa.